If you've pulled back your mulch lately and found dozens, or even hundreds, of earthworms, your first thought might be that something unusual is happening. But here's the surprising part: if you don't see worms under your mulch, your soil may be missing one of its most important biological workers. Many gardeners spend money on fertilizers while ignoring the living system that actually makes those nutrients available to plants. I learned this after comparing several vegetable beds that looked equally healthy from above but performed very differently below the surface. One habit that made a huge difference was monitoring moisture instead of guessing. I use a soil moisture meter for plants, 12-zone wireless plant water meter, soil thermometer, and light sensor, 4-in-1 TDR tester, because mulch often keeps the surface looking moist long after deeper soil has started drying out, or the opposite. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. It has saved me from overwatering more than once. If you enjoy understanding what actually happens beneath your plants instead of following gardening myths, consider subscribing, because later I'll explain why worms sometimes disappear overnight, even from gardens that seem perfectly healthy. The worms aren't really eating your mulch. This is one of the biggest misconceptions I hear. Earthworms aren't lining up for fresh wood chips or dry leaves. What they're really after is the buffet of fungi, bacteria, and partially decomposed organic matter developing underneath that mulch layer. When you spread 2 to 3 inches of shredded leaves, aged wood chips, or composted mulch over your beds, you're creating a cool, damp environment where microorganisms multiply rapidly. Those microbes begin breaking down organic material, and that's what attracts worms. The mulch feeds the microbes. The microbes feed the worms. The worms feed your soil. That's the chain reaction many gardeners never see. Healthy mulch creates an underground workforce. In one of my raised beds, I switched from leaving bare soil to maintaining a consistent 2-inch layer of shredded hardwood mulch. Within a few months, every time I lifted the mulch after rain, I found worms working just beneath the surface. The change wasn't just interesting to watch. The soil became noticeably easier to plant in. Water soaked in faster, yet the bed stayed moist longer during hot weather. Tomato roots penetrated deeper, and earthworm castings became visible throughout the top few inches of soil. Those castings are incredibly valuable because they're rich in plant-available nutrients and beneficial microbes. The worms weren't just visiting. They were rebuilding the soil every day. Here's why some mulched gardens have almost no worms. This usually comes down to one of 4 problems. The mulch may be too dry because irrigation isn't reaching underneath it. The soil may stay waterlogged for long periods, reducing oxygen around the roots. Fresh woody mulch may temporarily slow microbial activity if it's mixed directly into the soil instead of left on the surface. Or the soil simply lacks enough organic matter to support a thriving microbial community. This is why I almost never incorporate fresh wood chips into vegetable beds. I leave them on top where fungi naturally break them down, while compost supplies nutrients closer to the root zone. Timing makes a bigger difference than people realize. Worm populations often explode during mild temperatures in spring and autumn because moisture and oxygen levels are nearly ideal. During extreme summer heat, many worms retreat deeper into the soil where temperatures remain cooler. Some gardeners assume their worm population disappeared, but they're simply following better living conditions. That's another reason I monitor soil moisture below the surface rather than relying on appearances. Good-looking mulch doesn't always mean the root zone has the right conditions. This simple layering method has worked consistently for me. I start with finished compost around actively growing vegetables, then apply 1 to 2 inches of shredded leaves or leaf mold, followed by a light layer of coarse wood mulch if the weather is especially hot. Each material has a different job. The compost feeds plants quickly. The leaves retain moisture and encourage fungi. The woody mulch protects everything beneath from temperature swings and evaporation. After a season or 2, worms begin blending those layers naturally, creating soil that's darker, looser, and far more resilient than anything a tiller can produce. Even containers and hydroponics have something to learn here. Container gardens rarely support large worm populations, but the principle remains the same. Stable moisture and healthy microbial activity create stronger root systems. That's why I often include compost and fine pine bark in container mixes to improve biological activity and structure. Hydroponic systems don't contain worms, yet healthy roots still depend on oxygen, beneficial microbes, and consistent moisture. Understanding how nature supports roots helps you manage any growing system more effectively. The real secret isn't attracting worms. It's creating conditions where they never want to leave. Healthy soil stays covered, contains steady organic inputs, avoids unnecessary disturbance, and maintains balanced moisture. When those conditions come together, worms multiply on their own. There's no need to buy them or constantly add expensive amendments. If you're seeing thousands of worms beneath your mulch, that's usually a sign your underground ecosystem is heading in the right direction. They're quietly improving drainage, recycling nutrients, building soil structure, and creating channels that future roots will follow. The healthiest gardens aren't powered by fertilizer alone. They're powered by living soil. Once you understand why worms gather beneath mulch, you'll stop thinking of them as a bonus and start recognizing them as one of the clearest signs that your soil biology is doing exactly what it should. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Farm Logic for more practical gardening lessons rooted in real soil science and years of hands-on growing. Share this video with another gardener who's serious about building healthier soil, and I'll see you in the next one.